Good morning, everyone. Welcome back, and thank you for joining us. We're glad that you're here. We're going to try and get you through your Monday morning. I'm Steve,
And I'm Scott.
and together we're Backyard Musings, the science and technology channel.
Yeah, today we're talking about some DNA, ancient DNA from China. So strap in. Here we go.
So my theory is, since this is between 3,000 and 4,000 years ago, my theory is that when the Tower of Babel occurred, the language is confounded. The Chinese people, they went towards China, and this is their DNA from that long ago. That's what I think it is. So
Okay.
here we go. Ancient DNA from Shimao, Shimao, reveals local origins, broad prehistoric connections, a patrilineal social structure, and gender-specific patterns of human sacrifice. Not good. At Shimao, a vast stone-walled settlement in northern China, ancient DNA is filling in details that archaeology alone could not fully resolve. The genetic evidence is helping trace where the people of this late Neolithic center came from, how families were organized, and who may have been chosen for ritual sacrifice. Would you like to know more?
Okay. The study published in Nature on November 26th of last year examined human remains from Shimao, one of China's most important late Neolithic settlements. The results revealed genetic ties to southern populations and provide new evidence that male mass burials, at the site were linked to human sacrifice. Now that's kind of weird because modern day China, didn't they put a restriction on how many kids they could have? And they mainly wanted males, right? They didn't want you to have the girls. They wanted you to have.
I'm sure they didn't have 2 or 3 billion Chinese back then. Pretty sure.
Okay.
But still, this is a nefarious plan by Satan to make sure that to destroy the human body because he cannot have a body. And
and he picks these countries, right? He picks these countries and these leaders that will follow his plan.
Yeah.
And because there's been a lot of bad stuff that not picking on the Chinese people, but there's been a lot of bad stuff that's happened in China, which is one of the oldest, most ancient civilizations, right?
That is still in existence. Yeah. Right next to Egypt.
Yeah, it's still not being run very well. So anyway, here we go.
The work was led by Professor Qiaomei Fu of the Institute of Vertebrate Paleontology and Paleoanthropology of the Chinese Academy of Sciences, in collaboration with Shaanxi Provincial Academy of Archaeology and other institutions. Over 13 years, the team carried out large-scale, high-resolution nuclear genome analysis on 169 ancient human samples, 144 related individuals from Shimao. Let me get this on the screen.
We got a slide, right?
Yeah. So this is what you're seeing now is like a column, monolith, whatever. And you can see like the eyes are a little bit slanted. I mean, I'm not trying to be racist or anything like that, but you can see going all the way back. That's how they developed. You know what I'm saying?
So that almost looks like it's I was going to say a totem pole, but it's definitely not made out of wood. That is definitely made out of some kind
stone. But yeah, totem pole.
Or some kind of mortar or something.
Yeah, well, stone. It was probably chiseled, but you're right. It looks like a totem that you'd see in ancient America.
Yeah,
the Native Americans.
Some kind of idol, right?
Or maybe even like something from Aztecs. That kind of picture. You know what I mean? Not that big, but that's what it reminds me of. Okay, nearby. Okay. So it's the human samples from Shimao, nearby sites, and southern Shaanxi region. So let me get to the next slide here. There we go. Hey, your turn.
Okay. So is that almost like that one section there in the very middle on the top almost looks like it could be part of the wall.
But yeah, well, this is on a commanding presence on a higher elevation. So, I mean, that's what they did back in the day.
Archaeological site, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, Shimao dates back to about 4,200 to 3,700 years before the present and was a large socially stratified late Neolithic settlement in northern Shanxi province, China. And I don't know where that is. Do you know where that is?
Yeah, it's like, you know how China looks like a rooster with the head
Yeah.
on the right hand side? So it
Yeah.
would be right where the neck of the rooster is. That's where this settlement is.
Okay. So Mongolia.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Okay. All
yeah.
right. The stone-walled site covered roughly 4 square kilometers and included distinct functional zones, along with archaeological signs of complex social organization and human sacrifice. So they were having, they had a tower, like you were saying, right?
Yeah,
Kind of
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. By comparing the newly generated genomes and with previously published ancient DNA from other Chinese populations, the team found that Shimao's people were mainly descended from local groups that had lived in the region roughly 1,000 years earlier. The analysis also showed cultural and genetic connections with Yangshao culture, a major Neolithic civilization centered on the Yellow River's Loess Plateau, helping clarify the likely origins of the Shimao population. So let me advance the slide here. Ooh, there we go.
Oh, well, that's weird. So one of
Yeah,
them was inside some, looks almost like a tomb,
yeah.
and the other one was not. I wonder if one
The
was
other one's
maybe
probably a
OST.
servant. Probably a servant. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. One of Shimao's most striking finds comes from the East Gate area, where around 80 human skulls were uncovered. No other archaeological site in China had produced such a large number of human skulls before the late Shang period. Genetic analysis also allowed the researchers to reconstruct family pedigrees across as many as 4 generations. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, revealing a society organized around uh, patrilineal patrilineal descent and patrilocal residence. So
Yeah.
I think they're talking about patriarchy there, right?
Yeah. The father. Yeah. The
Yeah.
male. So the
Okay.
results overturn earlier assumptions about who was sacrificed at Shimao's East Gate. Previous hypotheses suggested that female individuals may have dominated these sacrifices, but the genetic data show that 9 out of 10 burials there were male.
Okay. Well, that kind of changes things up a little bit. The pattern was clearly sex specific. Male sacrifices were concentrated at the East Gate, while female sacrifices, sacrificial remains were linked to elite cemeteries such as Cheng, Huang Cheng Tai and Hanji Jidan, whatever that is. And I'm sure I butchered both those words. This points to ritual practices that were highly organized, with gendered roles connected to different locations and ceremonial purposes. How bizarre.
Yeah.
Going through their head.
I don't know. So I think if you pronounce these names as if you're angry, it comes out better. Hongjikai, Hanjikarin.
Well, believe me, the way my day started out, I'm a little on the angry side. So anyway,
The
but you did
study
a better job.
The study provides genetic evidence that Shimao cultural populations largely came from local Yangshao related ancestry in northern Shanxi, showing both cultural and genetic continuity in the region for at least a millennium. That's 1,000 years. It also identifies close genetic and cultural links between Shimao and populations associated with Taosi culture in southern Shanxi, steppe human related groups, and southern rice farming communities, pointing to wide interaction among prehistoric farming and pastoral populations.
The research also provides the first direct genetic evidence for investigating how power may have been inherited, how ruling families were composed, and how social ranks formed during the emergence of early East Asian states. Okay,
Fascinating. I never knew this. This is fascinating.
yeah. So when I say Mongolia, that was a rough area, right? I mean, it used to be, who was that guy? Genghis Khan, is that who? And he was a Mongolian, right? And he was a ruler or a pirate kind of a guy, right? He
The
went
Wrath
around just,
of Khan. The wrath
killing
of
and pillaging and doing all kinds of kind of a pirate kind of a guy. So I don't know. Maybe this is all from that. I don't know if this is from that area or not. I'm not real big on Asian history, but this is bizarre to me how they sacrificed. Well, why they would sacrifice to begin with, but they sacrificed males at one place and females at another. I mean, what's the difference? I don't know. Maybe hierarchy?
maybe.
I don't know.
It's like the Polynesian culture before outside
Careful what you
context.
say.
The men and the women would not eat together. It wasn't
Yeah.
communal eating. The women
I know-
ate separate from the men.
I know some of that goes on to this day. So
Oh,
the men and the women don't eat together. So
hard to break that.
the men get what's left over from the women. So.
Get the scraps.
Yeah, and I'm getting a little feedback from the from the wings.
You're getting the stink eye. Okay. All right, folks. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you in the afternoon.
See you this afternoon. Thanks.